Welcome to RC Cars R Us. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to have a look at the engine. As you see on a previous video, I might have put a little video up where I just ran it in my back garden. It sounds a bit clicky compared to this engine. This engine sounds very nice and smooth, but this one sounds clunky, and I don't know whether it's just the way this engine sounds. It's very lively, as you saw in the video, but I just want to open up. I'm really paranoid about this engine since I rebuilt it, and I just made it go around the garden a little bit, but I kind of want to go through the braking procedure. So all the needles are virtually flush. That's flush. The low speed needles flush, the high speed needles flush. The idle screw has been set. I want to lengthen this fuel tube because it seems to have too much of a little bit of a kink there, but I don't know if I've got any fuel tube left. Actually, I should have bought some the other day when I went to the model shop. What else? I have got a spare servo, so I want to replace this servo because this servo is very glitchy. It tends to move around a lot. I don't know if it's interference or whatever, so I might put, I'm not too sure if this servo is aftermarket, so I might transfer this servo to that position and then put the new servo in this position just to give it a little bit more force in turning. I'm not too sure yet how am I going to work that one out, but this one's very glitchy when it's, I don't know if I can turn it on now, but it kind of glitches in movements, and I'm a bit worried about that. So I'll have to see how that goes. It depends how I feel. When I was running in the garden, you didn't seem to notice it, but when you look at it, it just glitches in movements, and I don't really like it. So I might take this one out and swap it for a new one, but when I go to sell the truck, I'll put it back to original. I mean, it's fine to run, but because it's glitchy, I don't want a runaway, so I'm going to put a decent, I might put this servo doesn't seem to do it, put it in this position and put the new one in here so you've got a bit more force in turning. But ideally I would like to put it in this one. I'm going to order some cheap servos because this machine doesn't really need high spec servos to run. This is only to run for a little bit of fun. It doesn't need high spec servos, something like for going around, something like this where if you could go on a track, it needs kind of like high speed servos, even though these are cheap. So I might swap better servos in this car and take the servos out of this car and put it in this car, and then obviously give the older servos. So let's go and have a look at the back. So what we're going to do is open up this starting plate. We're going to take the starting shaft out, and I just want to see the wear inside the actual piston and the crankshaft. I just want to check that to make sure it's got nothing, no wear or anything like that going on. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to open it up and then I'll turn the cameras back on. Okay, we've taken this back plate off. This is really good. The bearing, so the starting shaft, this is a brand new starting shaft. It's away, you can see where the last starting shaft wore away the actual face because this bearing was actually pushed too far in this way and it wasn't flush this way. So now it's flush, it's still flush, and this starting shaft sits with like a millimeter gap away from the actual base, so that's good. So I don't know how you're going to see this on camera though. So you can see in here there's not much wear in there, so don't know if you can focus on that. Let's have a look. Focus on that and there. So you can just see in there. There's not much wear. Where before it was really struggling from before. So you can just see, like if I put it on here, in there, you can just see on this on that shaft that everything's alright. Yeah, I can't really see anything in that. Can I move this around just to see? Let me see if I can move this around. Let's see if I can move. How do I move this around without bingy? Just move this around. Yeah, so that's really nice and smooth. I can't see any scoring on the back of that shaft. I don't know if you can see it here. So on the back of that shaft I can't see any scoring whatsoever. It looks like there is a little bit of scoring in there, but that's just where the oil's been. It's just a mark where the oil's been actually. It's really smooth. I put my finger in there. It's really smooth. Really smooth. So I'm happy with that, really happy. You can just see, you could do it like that. Oh, it's a bit difficult to hold, but if I put my finger in there, it's obviously I can't do the compression side, but you can just see in there, really smooth with no scoring marks. What you see in there is just is fuel. Well, old fuel. Can't really see any scoring marks because when I put my finger in there they kind of disappear, so you can't really see it. So I'm really happy with that. So let's get this start shaft back in. I'm pretty sure that goes up. Yeah, that goes upwards. Goes upwards. Goes upwards that way. Just make sure the gasket's on there. So, oh, don't want to do that. So that's all good. So that's you can just see it's like a mil away from the body. That's a mil away from the body. So we put this in here like that, because that goes that side up. That's it. That's it. Starting shaft is located in there. Yep, starting shaft is located in here. So I just double check that this little triangle point is pointing upwards. I'm pretty sure it is, because if I check with the old check with this, that's how it's meant to be. It's not meant to be like that, because that's in the way of the exhaust. So it's actually meant to be this way, so you can kind of put it freely this way like that. So what we'll do is, we'll should we use the screwdriver? Yeah, this is a screwdriver, and then now I'm going to put some blue Loctite in there so it stays in. Sometimes I put blue, sometimes I put the old pink stuff, which is a lower grade stuff in there. I might put this pink stuff in here, because these actually are behind the actual starting shaft, so if they can't back out, because they'll back out into another plate. So yeah. Yeah, sometimes I put this the lower grade stuff in. So what I like to do is get my impact gun, because this is not very high torquing, and just do that. I know some people say it is, but that's it. I don't do it any more than that, because to be honest, I'm not gonna, unless anything goes wrong, cross fingers, touch wood, doesn't go wrong. And then now I'll get to put my backing plate back on. like that, and I'll put some more low grade Loctite on here. This is not the red stuff, this is lower than the red stuff. This is actually lower than the blue stuff. But it Loctites, it does quite well. Always do these screws up in a cross pattern. So you can see I've done the top right, and then I've done the bottom left. So I'll just tighten these up. I'm not gonna use the ugger dugger on it because this is plastic, so I'll just end up crushing it. So this is the last one. If I can get it out, that is. See if I can get this out. There you go. There you go. Just need to move it out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's all good. Let's undo the plug. I just want to test the spinning capabilities of it. just going to take the plug out. Let's get the washers in there. So I just want to test that the goes up and down. Yep. So they get the starting shaft, and yep, that's all good. Doesn't go that way, just goes this way because it's a one-way bearing. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy how smooth that works. That's it. So if I turn that round, I should get compression. There you go. Compression's there. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the next for this madforce is that we are going to run it in. So I've got it working in the garden, so I know it can start up. There's nothing really wrong going on with it. Now it's just taking it out and just bombing it around, get it broken in a little bit, and then we'll start tuning it. And then once we tune it, we're happy. We'll I'm not too sure. I will take it apart because I won't really need to touch the engine after this. And we will get the body shell sorted. So I'm not too sure what I should do with the body shell. I'm not too sure whether I should keep it clear so the new owner can paint it the colour they want. Just put the body posts in. Just sort all the body posts out, and that's it. Leave it for the new owner. I decided if I don't sell it, I'm gonna break it up and sell it. So that's it. That is ready to go. I managed to get a new hump pack as well in there, and I've got a new receiver in there, so that's all good. That all goes in the box, and I don't know how to close this box. Was it? Oh, it's got a pen. So I can use a blue pen like this. There you go. So that's it. So that is a madforce with a brand new engine, rebuilt. Roto start, which is the shaft. This is the shaft for it, and I think I marked it a little bit because I put it in this machine, and it doesn't like it for some strange reason. I don't know why. It doesn't like it. So I did mark it there. I did mark the shaft, but it hasn't done anything to it. I think it's a little bit smaller. This needs to go in a drill. I don't know what kind of bit this goes in. Should you have a look? Have a look what bit this goes in. Let's see if it's one of these. No, it doesn't even go in one of them. I'll have to find out exactly what that goes in. So it could fit in a 732 socket bit, I suppose. Oh no, it does fit quite well in there. So I could use that on a one of these. Yeah, and then that fits in. That fits in this. That's a bit better. Okay, we'll remember that for next time. Or is it metric? Let's see if it's metric. If it's metric, I'll take it off my rack. Oh, it's actually English. That's a bit weird. It's actually Imperial. I think I've got a spare Imperial socket in my spares. So that's it. So the next time you see this, I'll be out on location. I'm gonna warm it up. I'm gonna bomb it around. I'll get the temp gun on it. I'm not too sure whether I think I'm gonna leave this exhaust on it, because just the fact it works a lot better. I do have this exhaust, which is closer to the original exhaust, so I could take this off and put it in its place. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have a look on the website what the madforce exhaust looks like. I'm sure it looks like this one, and I might put this exhaust on it instead, and then take this away so it's all back to original. And then after that, I'm not too sure if I'm going to add this head on it. This is the original head, and I got this head quite cheap, but I'm just wondering if it doesn't look like an original head. If someone comes to buy it, it's one of those things where they're gonna say this is a later engine, but it's not. So I don't know whether that head looks better or this head, because to me it looks better. This head looks better because it's original. This one is the later revision kind of cooling thin head, so I'm not too sure. Probably when I put it on there, it suits the whole engine because it's all been rebuilt. But I'll have to see. Let's see. So once this is done, once this is running, I'll be taking this apart. But before I take it apart, I do have this engine, and I do have some mounts for this that actually go into this car. So I'm not too sure about the pilot shaft and all this kind of stuff. I have to kind of look into it, see what the pilot shaft is saying. That other engine's got a bigger flywheel on it. This has got a small flywheel, so I'm not too sure. It's a 21 as well. I mean, really, I was going to do a conversion, put this engine in the madforce, but I'm not too sure yet. Right, that's it for now. I'm going to go and pack up. I'm going to go and get a socket that fits this shaft, and that's it for now. Next time you see this car will be on the road, which hopefully will be soon. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna, well, I might take it out this weekend. Depends if I swap that servo. If I swap this servo out, which I'm a bit worried about, then I'll take it out this weekend. Right, we started this up. Let's start this up again. start this up again. Right, this time we are going to just turn this in quickly. I'm going to turn this in about 2 turns. Where are we? So 1, well, that's half a turn, isn't it? It's 1. Let's do, okay, let's go back. Flush, we're flush. So we'll go 1, 2. Right, I'm going to go 2. It was very boggy when I start it up. When I go somewhere. I'm a bit worried about this pivot ball here, because it goes from here to there. It seems to pop out all the time, like this pivot ball here pops out, so I have to be careful about the steering. I think I'm just going to get a new one, then just a new rod as well, and then put that on there, just make it a little bit more stable. So let's see. Oh, look at that, beautiful, straight away. Straight away. Oh, it's more peppy, it's more peppy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Even though I can't really film one-handed and hold the phone, so you see that goes on. Let's see. Oi! Can't go upside down. Can't really do it. I've got to do it with a GoPro. I am going to do a phone mount here somewhere. So, just come out of that. Needs shock oil, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Needs shock oil. It's getting there. It's getting there. Monster truck! It goes over everything. Ah! Yeah, it's popped out again. It's doing all right on fuel as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. Thought you...
But try not to rack it too much.
Yeah.
Rack it.
So we're back again, because that, as you can see, that steering pivot ball's come out again. So I'm going to do something with that. I think I might lengthen it so it actually stays against the other one. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I'm going to turn the camera off. Save battery. Right, just a quick little video here where I've got a new camera to my left, so it's at a different angle, so I'll probably put both shots in. And also I want to test out the sound between both cameras. I've got a little bit muffler on this GoPro, overhead GoPro camera here as well, so we're also going to see how this goes. Let me just adjust this one a little bit more so it's in the center. That's it. So anyway, I took this out the other day. I just briefly cut the body shell out and took it out to the location that we normally go. While I had the Max with me, I took this as well and then run a tank just sitting there just to break in the engine. Even though you've seen a video of me going around in my garden, that was just to like test it out. I didn't think it was going to be that really really torquey when I first started that up, when I was driving it around. So I just done that for just initial testing, so I could open up the engine and just see the wear at the back. There was no wear, so I put it back together and then I took it out to the track with me and then just ran a complete tank standing still. Didn't go anywhere, just ran a whole tank through it. And once I did that, then we put another tank in and then I ran it up and down the straight just briefly. The only thing about when I did that, the only problem I had with it was, as you can see here, the little pivot ball on the steering is a little bit loose. Well, it's a little bit small and worn. I think the actual little clip-on parts there are actually worn out. I don't even know what they're called actually. I think they're pillow ball sockets. I think that's what they're called. Anyway, they're a bit worn because these are old. So I'm going to get a new set and it clips on. Just for now, I put I don't know if you can see that down there, but just down here, let me just get something to point. Let's get something to point with. Let's get a pencil. Just down here, I'll just put a cable tie over the pillow ball and the pillow ball socket, sorry. And it worked fine. It just kept on popping off every time it had done a jump or anything like that. It just kept on popping off. So anyway, everything was all good. really impressed with it. It's got really some speed. I was just going up and down. You'll probably see the video where I gave it to my mate and he was going up and down with it. You can hear it going into second gear. It didn't seem like it needed that much braking in, but as we was going up and down, I wasn't really gunning it. You couldn't really gun it because it was bouncing around a lot. It hasn't got any oil in the shocks, so it was actually bouncing around like a monster truck should do. It was quite, actually it's quite good fun. So yeah, it's all good. I'm really happy with it. Even at the settings it is now, I didn't even go to even tune it or anything like that. Put everything stock settings, and I just screwed in the high speed screw probably about 2 turns. I think it was 2 turns I think I went in, and it was perfect. A little bit of startup with the idling screw. When I went to start it up cold, it was fine. When it got a little bit warm and I started it up, it looked like you needed to open out the idle screw to let it run a little bit faster. That was the only thing with it. When this doesn't start, it's usually the idle screw. You're not giving it enough throttle, or you might have too much idle. Sorry, you're not giving it enough idle, or you've got too much idle. Nothing to do with the rest. You can actually do it by the actual control. If you put more throttle on your trim, and it will start up fine, and then you can back it off when it gets warm and you want to put a tank in and just run it straight away. You can just back it off, do it that way. I was just doing it by the idle screw because I wanted to set the idle properly anyway. Just have a base with the idle screw and then use the controller with more trim, throttle trim, and less throttle trim, just to get this started when it's warm and cold. So other than that, there was no leaks. Absolutely no leaks whatsoever on the engine. If I take the cover off, absolutely no leaks there, none at all. So as I said from before, look at that. It's one of the cleanest engines after I've run it I've ever had. Usually they're all leaking from somewhere, but this hasn't leaked anywhere whatsoever. So, oh, there's a screw missing there. Oh, where's that screw gone? Oh, I know what I did. I just pulled it off because I was looking at this. It was underneath, the servo wire was going underneath it, and I've just pulled it off. So anyway, so now I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna strip it all down now and clean it all up. I've actually got funny enough, I got a tank just by fluke for another car. So I've got a brand new tank here that I can use. And I'm just going to check it over and then be able to use this. I don't know if it's got a filter inside. This one, yeah, it's got a little filter inside. So yeah, I can use this generic tank. It's exactly the same, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's just got this little, protector on the side, and this one hasn't. Mind you, it might be the difference in age, because this was probably about 20 years old when this is brand new. But I bought this for another car, and it didn't fit, so I've got this lying around and happened to be for this car. So that's it. I've got a good one for that. Also, I do have another cooling head. I bought this one online. I might just get a little marker pen and just fill that in, and then I'm gonna do the old cable ties around the top, so just in case I do run it. This one ain't that bad, but if I could swap it around, it just depends on how I feel with that. So yeah, once it's cleaned up, I'll change all these screws round and get some. What's going on with my desk? Yeah, and yeah, it was just good. I can't really fault it whatsoever. So yeah, we'll go out for sale. As for the body shell, there's a little crease here. I don't know where that's come from. It might have come from the bar. Oh, the bar misses out on it. So yeah, anyway, I cut the body shell out. I I've left it. It's a brand new body shell. I've just cut it all out. Don't worry about the scratches because I've actually got the protective film on it. You can see by the sticker. So all of that will come off clean. I just took it out like that because just in case this car falls over, I didn't want to damage the head. I'd rather, this is what the body shell is for. It protects the rest of it. So when I come to clean it all up, when it goes for sale, then if the owner wants me to briefly, a basic colour, I've only got a couple, wants me to spray it, I'll spray it, and then he or she can put the stickers on themselves. I've got window mask in here, so I could mask it off for them, and then they can put these stickers on. So that's what I got. So this could be the last video of the madforce. When it's all cleaned up, I'll video it again. When it's all cleaned up, it's going to take me a little while to do that. You got to remember that I've also got this engine as well. That you just change the plates over, put the gearbox in. It doesn't take long, and this will run straight away with that Ron Paris pipe. It'll run straight away. When I mean straight away, this starts up absolutely faultlessly. Even though it looks like it's been leaking, it doesn't leak anyway because I've looked at it and make sure I repaired it. It's got a special mount. It's all Loctited in, so that's why I'm not taking it off the actual plate and put it on there because someone's re-drilled all the holes. But it fits perfectly. It's got the bearing upgrade in there. Look, no slopping around. So that's a good thing. Oh, and I forgot with this car, this one's got the bearing upgrade as well. This has got the bearing upgrade, so that is not slopping around one bit. It's not slopping around, so that's quite good as well. So yeah, it could be the last video you see of this car. You probably had enough of it anyway. So I do have a different exhaust if they want a different source. So you know, it depends on what goes on. Yeah, so that's it. So next time you see it, hopefully it'll be all nice and tidy. It's all dusty now because I took it out, but I'm really happy with it. It's a really good truck. I really like the 3-speed, but you know, it's a truck that I've got other trucks here that mean more to me than this one does. So I've got my, so just to say, I've got my Schumacher here that I've had for ages, and I crashed it a long time ago. Probably about a year and a half ago I've crashed this now, and I've always wanted to rebuild this. I've got a brand new body shell, probably the last one in the UK, up in the loft. I've bent the chassis, so over a year I've been collecting all the parts for this. I've even got, well, I'm not going to get it down, but I've got a spare chassis just behind me. So this has got tuned pipe. So this means more to me because this was one of the, you know, when you was young and you wanted to buy a truck and you just couldn't afford it, and then you just wait for it to come down in the second-hand market and you go and buy it and you go, "Raw, man, this is really a wicked truck that I should have bought brand new when it first come out." But I actually bought it second-hand years ago, and I love this engines. You know, that's why I know about this engine. And yeah, I want to rebuild this nut and bolt restore, and I'm gonna run it. I am gonna run it, and can't wait to hear that 3-speed go again. I did do all this up. I think it was about just before I crashed it, so it's like probably about 2 years ago I've done it all up, and it ran sweet, all 3 gears. And then I blew the diff because I didn't have the pro diffs in there. I think I brewed which one did I blow? I think I blew the rear one because it was front wheel drive. I've got a brief video on that. And then I fixed it with a pro diff, and then I blew that one. I wore this one out, and then I fixed that one with a pro diff. And it's been fine ever since. It's only when it done a bit of a runaway because I had the 4 AA batteries and one clicked out and it just went off, and it just hit a post, full speed, and it, look, that's the dent it done in the post, and smashed all that, and the tank literally exploded. The tank just into a million bits, basically. So even though I did cry, but I did laugh in the end. So this is going to get back to where it was. So I'll be selling the madforce, more than likely to fund this build, even though I've got most of the parts, but you know, maybe to fund a nitro buggy. I might be looking to get a nitro buggy to go out with my mate that you see on the videos. So that's it. Say goodbye to the madforce. You might see a little running video of it once it's all cleaned up, just to test that everything's okay. I mean, if I don't sell it, I might consider swapping it. I don't know, swapping it for a buggy that I'm after, or I may break it up and sell it as bits. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. All the options are open. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please subscribe and click on the bell for any more videos that are planned to come up. Thanks. Welcome to RC Cars R Us. Let me put the body pins on, because I ain't got any. So this will be the last outing of the madforce, so take a good look. Way. Steering. So yeah, it's a good build. So yeah, this is a I'm going to clean it and it'll go up for sale. A couple of little teething bits of it, but I don't know if I need to tune it a bit more. Yeah, You can see it's changing gear early. Changing gear a lot earlier. Let me just check. Oh, it's died. Don't worry, it's going to get a massive clean before it goes up for sale. Hey! It won't come with the controller, so whenever you make your adjustments, it's not going to really So yeah, it's going nice. Just need some tweaks. I'm going to leave it as it is, so the person that gets it can tune it. Tune it a little bit better than this. I will have a look at the diffs when it gets cleaned and up for sale. You can hear it going into second. Yeah, you can hear it going first, second and third, so you can hear it there. Look, watch. So. Yeah, there you go, see? Right, it's raining a bit, so I don't know how much fuel I've done. I haven't done that much fuel. So I'm just gonna cover up my stuff and just make sure it doesn't get too wet, my bag. Yeah, so that's it, it's all good. Really like the car. I'm gonna miss it. Don't know if you can see all that, that's all good. It's half a tank gone. Once that tank's gone, that'll be the last of it. I'm just going to set the idle screw so it's a little bit better, and yeah, it'll be all good. So I'm going to do that now off camera, and I'll be back.